center field. Lead off homer for Acuna. That's fly ball again. Acuna deep left center. He's got 2 homers. Harris on the run. Lays out and makes a great catch. Look at Andrews' reaction. When you get a whoa out of Andrews, you know that's some kind of play. And he unloads high in the air down the left field line. First pitch, track, wall, ambush, and the Braves lead. Struck him out. What a way to finish. Champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Another beautiful night here at Truist Park. A packed house as the Braves try to complete a 2-game sweep with the Oakland A's. Over 40,000 on hand for yet another replica ring giveaway. Matt Olson facing his former club. Michael Harris, a great catch last night. And Jared Koenig makes his major league debut against Ian Anderson in this series wrap-up. Hi again, everybody. The Three Amigos back with you here at Truist Park. Atlanta tries to complete a perfect week. Everybody's streaking, BJ. The offense, the pitching, the defense, everything going right for the Braves. The offensive side certainly picking up too.
No doubt about it. April, May, you saw the struggles. Guys are swinging for home runs, striking out a lot, but the last 6 games, guys, finally, they listen to Kevin Syson. Get the singles started the other way, and everything will work out. We see the long ball already last night. And how about Matt Olson? He's starting to swing with runners in scoring position. Everything is coming together, and that guy right there is getting healthy. But the pitching has been just as good, if not better, Birdie.
How you doing, BJ? Check out those numbers, team ERA. 4 of these games happened in Colorado, where it is not easy to pitch. Spencer Strider, Morton, and others. Ian Anderson on the hill tonight. Kyle Wright last night. 8 strong. That bullpen is rested. They're fist pumping. They got mustaches. They're throwing 100+ miles an hour. I love this staff.
Well, school is out for summer. I almost slipped. I'm so excited. We're looking for straight A's and a 2-game series sweep over the A's before a packed house here at Truist Park in Atlanta. We'll get our bearings, get you started. Lineup's first pitch on a warm night at the old ballpark here in Atlanta, GA, and we'll get things started right after the break.
Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life. And by Yamaha Boats and Wave Runners.
Well, hope there's no change-ups as far as the win column's concerned for the Braves tonight. They try to complete a perfect week, win their 7th straight game. They've got Ian Anderson taking the ball for Game 2 of this brief series with the Athletics. Atlanta won 3-2 last night. Here are Ian's numbers, guys, in his first 10 starts.
No, you got it. The Braves clicking right now. Defense has been much better on this win streak. So if I'm on the hill, I'm getting ground balls, keeping it in front of my fielders, and letting everybody work, BJ.
Oakland has had trouble scoring. They've lost 7 consecutive games. They've been outscored by 24 runs in that stretch. Couple of changes in their lineup. Stephen Vogt is back off the injured list for Mark Kotsay. He'll be the DH. He was one of the 7 Braves catchers who performed in the World Championship year last year. And we'll get our first look at Luis Barrera, the right fielder, who will bat 9th. Tony Kemp will lead off for the Athletics, who started the game last night with 3 straight singles and 2 runs. And Ian Anderson pumps over a quick strike. It's 0-1 to Kemp.
First pitch at 7:21 game time.
Well, you know I like that, Paul. Strike 1, first pitch.
Strike 2 is even better. How do you evaluate Ian's last start? We did the game in Colorado, BJ, and you look at his line, you think, wow, he gave up 10 hits and 5 runs, but it's Coors Field.
It's Coors Field, and you know he did a lot of good things that game. When he needed the ground ball, he got it. Yeah, they're going to hit the long ball off of him, drive in some runs in Colorado, but overall, he pitched a pretty good game.
Only 1 walk.
Yeah, that's the key for me. They are going to hit you at some point in Colorado, whether it be the homer or the single. And you just have to navigate through all of it. And when you don't walk people in any park, you're much better off.
Ian, lifetime against the American League, 4-1, a 379 earned run average, looking for his 5th win of the 2022 season tonight. He'll have Kemp, Elvis Andrus, and Ramon Laureano 1, 2, and 3 here in the Oakland first. 2 quick strikes for Kemp. And on the ground, Matt Olson will scoop that up. Ian to the bag. Good start. 1 man down. BJ, what are the 4 keys for a 2-game sweep?
You know, we're talking about Ian Anderson going the distance. You watch Fried go 8 innings, and then just last night another 8 innings. Stay on that mound for at least 7 innings for me, Paul. And then offensively, just get back to hitting singles. Go the other way. Good things happen. The long ball's going to come. And that's what they've been doing so good on this 6-game win streak.
3 solo homers last night for the Braves, and that was enough for a 3-2 series opening and homestand opening win last night. Here's Elvis Andrus, and he tried to check a swing. He's down a strike. It's 0-1 to Elvis. Hard to believe Elvis Andrus is 33 years old now. Time certainly flies, does it not?
He's the crafty veteran on that team along with Vogt.
I think the sign, Chip, is, you know, the guys, your teammates that you played with are all managing, you know, and everybody's hair's gray, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah. In a blink of an eye, Kotze was a teammate, right?
That's it.
Now he's managing Oakland in his first year. And in fairness to Mark, he can't really evaluate his record as a manager by the wins and losses this year. I would assume, guys, it's how he keeps this club together after they basically dismantled his team in the offseason. They enter play at 20-37 on the year. Swing and a miss. Andrus is down on strikes. 2 up, 2 down.
2 outs on the changeup. Here's another one. Getting you out front and back. There's the middle 2 fingers. Not only is it slower, but the little late dive at the end makes it incredibly tough to pick up from behind his head and adjust when you've never seen him before.
You know, we know Ian always struggled in his first inning, so it would be great if he can get through this inning economically.
Paul, we talked in Colorado with Anderson about how his touch and feel pitches don't move at altitude in the dry air. It's difficult. It's 84 degrees tonight, and the humidity has got to be in the 60s or 70s with a chance of rain later on. I would assume that would help his changeup and his breaking stuff tonight.
Whenever you come back from Colorado, you're like, my goodness, look at my curve, look at my slider, it's diving. And that's the humidity effect. So he's really happy, I'm sure, with the action on his pitches.
So you're saying it's a lot easier to adjust to the humidity than the dry air?
Well,
because I'm thinking it's getting a little sticky in the humidity, and now, you know, Morton had that problem early and snapping that curveball off.
Well, no trouble for Ian Anderson. 3 outs, 12 pitches, 2 strikeouts. Guess who's coming to the plate in the first inning? Ronald Acuna Jr., who hit 2 homers last night. He'll try to get game 2 started in an exciting way next. Yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr. had it all going on last night. 2 homers and back-to-back at-bats. Going back to Colorado, his prior 3 swings resulted in home runs. And as you'd expect, he's back atop the Toyota starting lineup. No real changes for the Braves for Game 2. What worked last night should work again tonight as they take aim at Jared Koenig for the Oakland A's. This young man is an interesting story, Bertie, and he makes his major league debut tonight.
Incredible story. Pitched in the minor leagues. You see the numbers this year. He's going to add and subtract on his fastball. Here's what I like so much about him. Just an absolute gamer who's battled through the different leagues and out of baseball, pitching an independent ball. 2020, they give him a shot, and here he is.
And right across the shoe tops to the first big league hitter, Ronald Acuna Jr. And Koenig's big league career is underway. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, I'll tell you what, he better be careful on Acuna. I don't care which you throw him. Fastball, he's hitting 326.
There's a bullet past the shortstop.
Wow. I didn't even finish, guys. Breaking balls, he's hitting 311 and all speed 333. It's nothing you can throw by Acuna.
Uh-oh, did Ronald lose his chain? Yep, he did. The chain broke. Ronald swung so hard as he rounded first base, his chain broke. And he called timeout and looked down at his feet to make sure he picked up the necklace. Well, that reminds me of Yoenis Cespedes a couple years ago in New York. You remember when his chain broke and everybody was looking for the diamonds on the
diamonds
infield?
everywhere.
He's saying, I didn't see a swing like that in AAA.
Or a necklace, for that matter. One on, nobody out for Dansby. And fouled away, and on the backswing, Murphy got conked. That happened to him last night. No balls and a strike.
That seems to happen an awful lot now. I don't know whether the catchers are moving up too close to the plate. They're going to have to figure that one out. There's going to be a lot of concussions going on.
Marcel last night on the backswing.
Yeah.
So there's the keeper of the jewelry, Orlando Arcia. And Dansby Swanson digs in. He had a nice night last night, a couple of hits. No balls and a strike from Jared Koenig, who went 4-2 at AAA. And is the 13th rookie pitcher for the A's this year. And Bertie, we were talking about this guy's scouting report. In so many ways, this youngster debuting tonight is an old-fashioned style pitcher.
Yeah, he's a throwback, and that excites me. And what I mean by that is he's going to mix speed on his fastball. He may throw 85, he may throw 95. He's going to sit 90 to 92 and just use that change of speed on his fastball to mess up the timing of the hitter. And BJ, I don't know what it's like if you step in the box and you may see 95 or 85. Does that throw you off?
Oh, no doubt. You want to stay back on everything, but if he throws me 85 fastball and I'm looking for 95, I'm going to be out in front. And that's what he does so well. He keeps guys off balance.
So in this sequence for Swanson, an 82-mile-an-hour slider, a 77-mile-an-hour curveball, and that was a 90-mile-an-hour sinker. And as you heard the guys on Braves Live say, neither offense is going to have much of a clue against either one of these starters until they get through the lineup a second time. One-two pitch, runner goes. The pitch is a ball. The throw to second is a strike. Acuna never got to the second base bag. And he is thrown out trying to steal for out number one. I have to check and see what kind of jump Ronald got. That's about as far away from the second base bag Acuna's been nailed in a long time.
Yeah, he leaned a little front, then he kind of lost his balance halfway there. So it's a good throw. That's an easy out right there.
I appreciate Kemp not landing on his back knee, getting out of the way.
So again across the feet of the Braves right-hand hitter, this time Dansby Swanson, full count with Austin Riley waiting on deck.
Talking about keeping you off balance. That's two way in.
Little dribbler hit toward third. Davidson with the peg to first in time, and just like that, 2 outs for the Braves third baseman Austin Riley.
That pitch really impressed me right there. 3-2 breaking ball, your second hitter in the big leagues.
Well,
okay.
Hey, he moved his feet, you know, he jumped off the plate, and now he throws that slow curveball on the outer half of the plate there. I mean, he's trying to hook it. You got to look the other way.
Austin Riley, the hitter, 0 for 4 last night. Struck out 4 times. You know, he's itching to get in the hit column. As that's upstairs, ball 1.
But again, Paul, it's the first time through seeing this guy.
On the ground, and nice pick by Andrews, and the flip to first is in time, and Koenig's first major league inning is a scoreless one against the world champions. We head to the second. Dugout. Hey, Greeny.
Hey, Chip. I want to just give Dansby Swanson some credit on the defensive side. We know we're talking a lot about his offense, but he's been so good defensively. I think the most impressive part to me is the fact that he's got a great internal clock, and he seems to always make the right decision in the field. So I asked him about that earlier today, and he credited his dad with making a baseball notebook when he was 12 years old with all kinds of situations, where to throw in certain situations, what base to go to and what spot to be in. And you know what that's done? It's allowed him to have 6 outs above above average, tied for third among all Major League infielders, and he's tied with Ha-Sung Kim with a .988 fielding percentage among shortstops. So I think that book has been pretty good for Dansby on the defensive side.
There are a lot of Major League players that would like to buy that book, Nick.
I'm telling you.
As Ian Anderson back to work in the second. Stephen Vogt just off the injured list. He ought to have a good idea about Ian Anderson. He caught him last year while a member of the Braves, who used 7 catchers last season. That is remarkable.
Well, if you just notice, he swung through that changeup even after catching him and looking for it. None of the Oakland A's has ever faced Ian. So first time through, BJ, seeing that dirty changeup, it's hard to adjust to.
Tipped and caught. 3 strikeouts in a row for Ian Anderson. Vogt's asking the home plate umpire if that was a strike. Let's see if it would have been. Pretty close pitch. One away.
I just love the fact that Ian is getting ahead of every hitter, throwing strike 1. Now they have to hit his pitch.
And look how economically he is working. That's something Peter Moylan talked about on Braves Live. You mentioned it too, Brian.
So important. And look, you're sitting on the bench watching Mr. Wright throw and Max Fried. That has to give you some type of energy to get back out there and want to duplicate that.
No, you're absolutely right. And 3 ball counts this year. Ian Anderson has the most on the team with 56. Morton behind him 52, Wright 42, Fried 30. So when you want to be efficient, getting ahead early is the key.
Yeah, and so when you look at it from a raw numbers standpoint, Ian's first 10 starts, 53 innings. That's 5 1/3 on average. That's not as many as he would like on a per start basis. So let's see how far he can take game 2 tonight. He's way ahead of Chad Pinder, 0-2, and just missed inside. It would behoove both clubs to play quickly again tonight. There is lots of bad weather in the forecast around Atlanta later on this evening. And this is Oakland's one and only visit to Truist Park tonight. Warm and muggy, cloudy at the moment, as that's high and tight.
Yeah, if we have a delay, I'm probably going to end up playing cards with BJ in the booth, and he's going to lose, and it's going to ruin his mojo for this broadcast. Can't have that.
Little tapper into the shift. Ozzie, third hop, charges, flips to first, and Olson the stretch. Second ground ball out for Anderson. Seth Brown will hit with 2 outs. That's when Ian's at his best. He's going to get his strikeouts, but when he mixes in a lot of ground ball outs too, that's a really good sign that hitters aren't seeing that changeup.
When your defense is clicking like that, I know Nick Green liked that play. You're not afraid of contact. You see the numbers on Ian. Secondary pitch, changeup at 31%. Very good.
First pitch swing by Seth Brown into left. Duvall charging, won't get there. It's near the line. And Seth Brown dumps a single into left field on the first pitch, and that's the first Oakland hit of the game. Can't do anything about that. He just put it in play. Wasn't hard hit.
Give
and
Seth,
the catcher Murphy's up.
and give Seth Brown a lot of credit. He's been watching the game. He's been watching Ian get ahead of every batter. So he went up there being aggressive. Didn't hit it hard. Don't have to.
70 miles an hour off the bat, we are told.
It's a line drive in my book when I call home to mom.
Pitch to Murphy is a fastball this time, and right there for a strike. Ian's thrown strike 1 to 6 of the first 7 hitters. 3 strikeouts, no walks, just 1 hit, no score early against Oakland.
Guys, this is the first time in a long time we've seen William Contreras catch 2 games in a row.
He's hot. Riding a 4-game hit streak. He's caught Ian Anderson quite a bit. As the 1-1 pitch on the way to Murphy. Runner goes, spun the wheels, and a fly ball to left. Duvall is under it, and Ian Anderson saws off the Oakland catcher. A's strand a runner in the second. Matt Olson will lead off, no score. To another is the career of Matt Olson, who was born and raised an Oakland Athletic out of Parkview High School. Debuted in September of 2016. Had a fabulous career over in the American League. Look at that WAR. Look at the Gold Gloves. All-Star. And so the Braves were very happy to acquire a player of this skill, this caliber, and a hometown kid. And so far, guys, Matt Olson off to a terrific start. And with Oakland coming to town, he's gotten hot at just the right time.
Hot at the right time. He's been driving the ball all over the field. But the big thing that I love about Matt is he's starting to relax and get used to this trade and get comfortable. Now he's starting to be more aggressive at the plate.
Lefty versus lefty for Matt Olson, who takes a strike. And this is the area of the game where the Braves feel like they're in really good hands with Matt. You don't have to sit him, Paul, against left-handed pitching.
No, you got it. 17 RBI versus left-handed pitching. That leads the Braves team. And talking to my former teammate Mark Kotsay before the game, he said, Paul, he is such a leader, and he's a leader in the way that he's always there every day in the lineup, works really hard, even though he's a little quiet. I thought that was a great statement because, BJ, I think you would agree there's different types of leaders on a team. When you don't come out of that lineup and you're good to go, that's a sign.
You lead by example.
Little pop into shallow left. That might drop. That's near the line. It's perfectly placed. Olson's thinking about two. Here's the throw. It's going to be off target, and Olson hustles into second with a leadoff double. 24 of those for Matt.
Just another ho-hum double by Matt Olson. Wow.
He said, I lead the league in doubles. I'm not settling for this single.
Don't have to hit him hard, do you? Just have to hit him. And Olson with 24 doubles now has a 6-game hitting streak. Let's see if the Braves can chase him home here in this second inning. Ozzie Albies the batter. And a late swing foul to the netting for Albies, who's got a single hit in each of his last 3 games. And starts play tonight with a .247 batting average.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Ozzie to break out. Like you said, he's getting that 1 hit a game. But you know, he can carry a team when he gets hot.
It's been 40 games for Albies since he's hit a home run. That's 163 at-bats. Still getting his hits, still driving in his runs, but hasn't hit a home run. Almost did here last night, a double off the wall. So he's getting closer. And maybe this is the man that can give up the game's first runs. Jared Koenig in his big league audition. Way outside, 2 balls and a strike.
So are you calling it, Chip?
Nope.
No?
Learned my lesson. I thought he was going to hit one in Colorado. It didn't happen.
Hey, you were so close, Chip.
Yeah.
So close.
Hey, we'll take a hit. Just a single.
Line drive in the gap.
There you go. Pitch. And up and out of play to the right side. It's 2-2. Braves are 14-6 this year against an opposing left-handed starter. They've won 9 games in a row against a lefty. Let's see what happens tonight. And that one grounded into the shift. That's going to be a productive out. They get Olson to third with 1 out. Ozzie will get the glad hand from his teammates. He did his job. ABC baseball, guys, something we've talked about for the last 2 weeks.
That's exactly right. Getting it done. You're not going to get a hit, move the runner over. For this man right here, William Contreras.
As we mentioned, William is hot at the plate, but there's another reason why he's in the starting lineup. Remember back in Colorado, Travis d'Arnaud was hit by a pitch on Sunday. And that one right near the elbow on the forearm. So d'Arnaud still sore today. Needed a couple of extra days. That gives Contreras a chance to be a hero here as that's rolled foul, strike one.
Contreras this year versus last year. He hit 247 off of fastballs. This year he's hitting 409. Keep throwing them fastballs.
Especially with the infield drawn in for Oakland with one out. And that's bounced out of play. It's 0-2. Two straight sub 80-mile-an-hour curveballs
that were down in the zone. You got to be patient here.
When we talked about the old school throwback type of pitcher he is, he's set up for the highest fastball. Let's see if he goes to it.
Nope, another curveball, and on 3 pitches Contreras can't make contact, and that is the first major league strikeout for Jared Koenig, and that ball is going to head to his trophy case.
Another curve back to the well again, 80 miles an hour, and you heard BJ talking about how well he hits fastballs. Koenig read the scouting report for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I wish Contreras would have been more patient than at bat, see a couple of pitches first. Koenig, why would you even throw him a fastball if he keeps swinging at that curveball down in the zone?
11 of the last 17 runs scored by the Braves have come with 2 outs. Let's see if Ozuna can improve on that. We saw that a lot on the road trip. That is so uplifting for an offense and so deflating for an opposing pitching staff. Let's see what Marcel has in store as the Braves designated hitter. He was 0 for 4 in the opener last night. Smoked, but right at the shortstop, and Andrews has it, and Koenig pitches around a leadoff double in the second. We move to the third. A's nothing, Braves nothing.
Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Synovus, the bank that helps you get there. And by your friends at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Ronald Acuna Jr. has a broken chain. Neither team has a run scored after 2. As we move to the 3rd inning under threatening skies in Atlanta tonight. Davidson, Barrera, and Tony Kemp coming up as we expected, guys. The pitchers have a big advantage first time through. Braves have 2 hits. Oakland has 1. And Anderson keeps on pumping over first pitch strikes. He is 7 of 8 with strike 1 as Davidson, their 3rd baseman. He was DFA'd by Arizona on May the 2nd. And now finds himself wearing an Oakland Athletics uniform. He's in their classic road grays, the Kelly green script, yellow trim. Braves in their home whites tonight. And chopped foul past third, a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time a game was played at this level where neither hitter on either side had faced a pitcher before. So I do agree with you. Advantage to the pitcher first time through for sure.
On the ground, Riley. Oh, knocked it down from the cut of the outfield grass. Long throw, but that will be off target. And Matt Davidson will pick up a leadoff hit to start the 3rd inning, we presume.
That was almost a great play here by Austin Riley. We've seen him make that play so often. But that is a base hit.
Well, if I'm pitching, I'm just glad you stopped the double, because that ball had a little heat on it and took a weird bounce.
So Luis Barrera is up. Our first look at Barrera in the series. He's hitless in his last 17 tries. He plays against opposing right-handed pitchers, a part of a platoon in the Oakland outfield. .237 hitter, a homer, 7 runs batted in. Homers have been tough to come by for Oakland, by the way. They've only hit 1 of them in their last 8 games. Davidson with a short lead at first. Riley in at third, thinking there might be a bunt play on. Instead, it's skied to left. And Duvall has plenty of room. He'll put that away for the first out. No advance. Back to the top now, Tony Kemp.
Nice to see Duvall back in there. A strained tricep yesterday kept him out, and I like him way more in left field than I do in center. It's not a track meet when you're in left field, and to recoup a little bit. And
yeah, save his legs. I know last year he played center field the whole time, and that second half of the season you can see it wearing on him. Me and EY talked about that all the time. And now you got a guy like Michael Harris who can, it's a track meet out there, and it won't phase him.
Runner goes. Tony Kemp swing and miss. Double clutch. Contreras throws and still got him. Wow, what a catch and throw by Contreras. He bobbled it, but still recovered and threw an absolute bullet to erase Matt Davidson at second base.
Yes, he did. Double clutch there.
Got him on the hip before the foot touched the bag. Quick tag. Wow.
And Dansby does that all the time, and he's able to apply that quick tag, catch, and just let the ball just take him right into his arm.
incredible tag. And guys, this was thrown on a changeup as well, so not only did he double clutch in the glove, but a change.
This one in the air to center. Harris puts that away. Ian Anderson has thrown 33 pitches through 3 innings and still scoreless. Events are being held in communities across the country, and register your kids today. Visit MLB.com/playballweekend for all the information. Well, we talked about how important economy was for Ian Anderson tonight. 33 pitches through 3 innings. Only the second time he's thrown fewer than 40 pitches in the first 3 frames. So he's off to a good start. Let's see if Adam Duvall can become the 3rd straight Braves leadoff hitter to reach. A triceps cramp sidelined Duvall last night, but he's good to go in game 2 tonight. And at 199, 3 homers, 18 runs batted in. His bat coming to life, 4 hits in his last 9 trips to the plate.
And I think with Adam, you know he's not going to hit 300. And not everybody can have that average in the low 2s as he does. But historically, he hits when guys are on base, and he can take you deep at any time. Great power. Plays great defense in the outfield, so there's a place for that.
You know, the big difference with Duvall this year, I mean, last year he just crushed breaking balls, 17 home runs. So far this season, hitting 153 off of breaking balls, 0 home runs.
Another thing, too, is Adam hasn't had many hitters counts. It seems like he's 0-1, 1-2 a lot.
He's taken so many strikes this year. You got to be more aggressive when you have that type of power that he has. There's another one. Yep.
Looking for the curveball, got the fastball instead, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Koenig. 1 up, 1 down in the 3rd inning. Michael Harris, the batter. Boy, what a show he put on defensively last night. Zaxby's a describably good play.
Yeah, I mean, he went and got that ball. I mean, it was a track sprint, 100-meter dash right to that ball, making the play. And when you got Andrew Jones saying, wow, that's impressive.
We were told it was 28.5 feet per second.
That's amazing.
On that catch by Michael. Takes a generous strike, 0-1.
And that's 28.5 feet while you're looking at the baseball.
And then you're extending out there and holding on to that ball. That was the most impressive thing. That ball was like an ice cream cone, and he was able to hold on to it.
And you know, Kyle Wright appreciated that, as Wright was brilliant. A career high 8 innings last night. This one rolled over, and Harris out by a quarter step at first base for out number 2. Kyle Wright 6-3 guys, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts in his game 1 win. He may be on his way to an all-star bid.
Yes, well deserved. We talk about it. Had that 1 bad inning against Boston, gave up 6 runs. Other than that, guys, he has been terrific. I mean, even last night, You know, I get a text from Leo Mazzoni saying he loved the way this kid bounced back after that first inning to go 8 innings. He was like, that was the best pitch game this year by any Braves pitcher. That's saying a lot from Leo.
Leo texted you and didn't text me?
Yeah, he always texts me.
Wow. Come on, Leo. You wasn't even a pitcher.
1 ball, no strikes for Ronald, who singled his first time up. Let's see how he does without the chain. He had a single with it.
Well, I saw a couple of kids trying to hand him a chain that they had, the Cunha chains from last year.
2-0 pitch is in the dirt, no swing, and 3 balls, no strikes.
Just think Acuna's chain was probably a little more expensive than the kid's chain.
Yeah. Kid, make sure you give me the right one back. Dangerous pitch, 3-0, and he had the green light, didn't get it.
That 91-mile-an-hour fastball looked like 100 to him after all those all-speed pitches.
This guy pitches.
He does. Give him a lot of credit.
That was called a strike on the appeal at first. Ben
Wow.
May brings up Acuna. And the sellout crowd didn't like that. So from 3-0, we go to a full count.
Yes, he did.
Always looks like they went in slow motion.
Scorched to third. Davidson, though, and the pick at first by Brown. And from a 3-0 count, Koenig comes back to get Acuna and the Braves in a scoreless third inning. World Champion replica ring giveaway number 3 tonight as the Braves try to complete a perfect report card, straight A's, if they can take game 2 of this series against Oakland. Now Ian Anderson makes his second trek through their lineup. Andrews, Laureano, and Stephen Vogt coming up. The 2, 3, 4 hitters for Mark Kotze's club. 33 pitches for Ian, 25 strikes. Like that ratio, the pitch. And a rare ball 1 miss. Andrews struck out swinging in the opening inning. 2-time All-Star, riding a 3-game hit streak. It's pumped over, 2-1.
So, Paul, after going through the lineup the first time against a team you've never seen before, what adjustments do you make in the second time around, if any?
Well, and you're really looking for how they're taking the swings on how you're going to pitch them again. In other words, I haven't seen really anybody settle in on his changeup and have that 10 to 12 pitch at bat where there's a lot of foul balls where we have seen. So I continue the second time until they hit it. I'm not going to adjust to you if you don't pick up my stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to wait till you hit a few lasers foul or you look like you're on something, and then I'm going to adjust. And I haven't seen that yet.
This is Ian's first full count in the game. And both these offenses swinging the bat in this series. There's been 1 walk combined. And that one is caught by Ozzie. It hung up in the air by Andrews. And a nice comeback for Ian Anderson to get Elvis for out number 1.
Ozzie Albies, so athletic, moving side to side so well, makes that play look easy.
The old humpback liner. A lot of top spin, and Ozzie ranging to his right. And Ramon Laureano is the hitter. He struck out in the opening inning. And this one hammered toward right. Acuna is going to turn and watch that one hit high off the bricks. It ricochets toward right center. Then Ronald can't corral it cleanly. Harris picks up the ball. His long throw to third, and just a little late.
Wow.
Harris has a cannon. So does Laureano. And a bad break for the Braves. The ball hit high off the bricks. Ronald couldn't field it cleanly, and the A's have the first man at third base for their offense here in game 2.
Now on a play like that, because the ball hit off off that wall on an angle, that's where my center fielder has to take control and say, Ronald, I have it. If he does that, that's just a double.
And we're seeing why Harris was a pitcher in high school. My goodness. That is an incredible throw right there from 10, 15 feet away from the wall in right center.
That has scored a double and an E9 on the drop. Runner at third. And Stephen Vogt, the batter, he struck out on a foul tip his first time up. So the Braves had Matt Olson at third base with one out in the second. Didn't score. Oakland has the same scenario, this time in the fourth. Infield in for the Braves. 3 men on the right side of the infield. And that gets away. Laureano gets a great secondary jump, and he'll score on a ball in the dirt. 1-0 Athletics.
Wow, we've seen that a lot lately.
And
man on third, wild pitch. Yeah.
That happened to him up in Milwaukee.
And Colorado.
Contreras didn't get leather on it on a knee. The ball ricocheted off the umpire's chest protector. And the A's get a gift run here in the fourth inning and lead 1-0.
Contreras was set up away for the rollover. He wasn't able to get his body in front of the baseball. Braves teach throw the glove at the bounce and try to get your body in front of it, and your body will follow where you throw the glove. He just wasn't able to get there in time.
So that begs the question of, why do we see catchers on one knee now? Before, you never saw that.
Yeah.
And I think Molina is probably one of the best catchers in the game. He started doing it. Now everybody thinks they can do it.
3 balls and a strike. I've talked to a lot of catchers about that. They say, one, there's an economy from the wear and tear standpoint. You know, if you're on a knee, it's not as hard on the body. But I'm with you. What I struggle with as a dinosaur, with runners in scoring position or runner third base, it's just such a chance that you seem to take, and a lot of teams get burned by it. This time it was the Braves.
Well, you mentioned the wear and tear. Also, the thinking is that you're able to frame the ball easier from that one knee position.
Yeah, well, that may be true.
Well, and
Contreras just couldn't corral it. Your first Chad Pinder swing and a miss.
Well, and I'm not saying, hey, I agree with that. It's the right move. That's the way you should do it. I really believe if you're more comfortable that way, do it that way. If you're more comfortable in the squat position, do that. But the bottom line is, you're right, with guys on in that position, you have to be able to block the baseball. And if you do that better from a squat position, then you do that.
Out of play by Pinder. No balls, 2 strikes.
But to me, if you're on that one knee and that ball, say you're on your right knee, and that ball is thrown to the right, it's a little tougher to be able to jump your body over there and stay in front of that ball. So that's the part I don't like about being on your knee.
Runner at first, 1 out with an 0-2 count for Chad Pinder. And that's back and out of play. Well, don't despair, Braves fans. Last night, Oakland had 2 runs with the first 3 batters. Couldn't hold the lead. Atlanta hit 3 solo homers to come back and win. Here in the fourth inning, the Athletics, on only the second wild pitch thrown by Ian Anderson, have scored the first run tonight. Double play ball would be nice as the shift is on. The pitch is back to the screen, and still 0-2 for Pinder, the pride of Virginia Tech, a second-round pick back in 2013.
I was sort of a teammate with his dad in the Cleveland organization when I very first signed, and he retired to become a full-time dad.
Wow, how old are you? Jeez.
Thanks, BJ.
You set yourself up for that one.
I did. I walked right into that. Put it on a tee right down the middle for you.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Chip was talking about being old. There's another sign.
Yeah, when you start seeing your teammates' kids.
That's right.
Yikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bounced up there again. Ian having a little more trouble here in this fourth inning. He's now thrown 18 pitches after breezing through the first 3 innings. And that's something we'll keep an eye on, too, for Anderson. First 2 times through the order, usually he's in pretty good shape. When you get to that third time through, his numbers really balloon. As far as the hits, the ERA is concerned, the pitch. And that one scatters the photographers in the camera well beyond the A's dugout. Hope everybody's all right down there.
You mentioned third time through, Chip. 2020 hitters hit 104 on that change. 21 they hit 197. This year 243. And second, third time through, I think a lot of hitters start to sit change up and try to leave everything up alone.
And you force him to make a mistake with all the foul balls. There have been a bunch of them in this inning as well. And now Pinder, with a very patient at bat, is going to see a ninth pitch on a muggy night. Three-two. Struck him out. Big second out for Anderson, his fourth strikeout. Took him a lot of pitches, but he gets Pinder to swing and miss, and Seth Brown's coming up.
God, look at the action on that changeup. Looks like it's middle, and then you'll just see it dive right there. My goodness, that was beautiful.
So Seth Brown takes a strike. Brown singled his first time up. That was that soft pop-up that was out of reach of Adam Duvall in left field. A one-out double, an error, and a wild pitch has scored the game's only run so far. On the ground, that's going to sneak through for a base hit. Vogt around second. He's not going to run on Ronald. And the inning continues with 2 outs and Sean Murphy coming up. Brown is 2 for 2. He had 5 hits in 31 tries coming in.
Change up going away. He just got out there and pulled that thing in for a single.
I was ready for the Acuna cannon. We didn't see it, Vogt.
Well, you know, Vogt is not taking that chance.
I wanted to see it anyways, BJ. I tell Ronnie to throw it.
Murphy, a Gold Glover, 2 hits in his last 24 at bats. He's been strikeout prone. Let's see what Anderson has in store in this second matchup tonight. And he gets ahead of him. Steve Reich 1. Mentioned it last night. Look, the A's don't have Chapman. They don't have Olson. They don't have a lot of their really terrific starting pitchers. Manaea is gone. Canna is gone. Starling Marte is gone. They were counting on this man behind the plate and at the plate to be a big offensive performer for him being Mark Kotsay. But when you don't have protection.
Yep, that's exactly right, Chip.
Just ask Juan Soto in Washington. He's going through it too.
It's good to have Brian Jordan behind him in that lineup.
Well, I didn't want to say anything there, Paul. But I did hit behind Mark McGwire. He won the MVP. Then came here, hit behind Chip. He won the MVP. Wow.
I didn't know that.
No balls, 2 strikes. In the air center. That is going to drop with a 2-strike hit. Vogt around third. The throw comes to third. Not in time. And Sean Murphy with a big hit extends the Oakland lead on an 0-2 count. So they cash in an error. They cash in the walk. And the A's lead by 2. A long inning will continue. Good mound visit here for Rick Kranitz.
Well, we saw this yesterday with Kyle Wright in the first inning where the A's just kind of hit him where we ain't. And you see that ball up right there. Jammed him. The shift on, and it's perfectly placed.
I would have loved to seen him go inside. In. Looks like Sean Murphy's bat is a little slow. And that's why you cannot elevate a fastball.
So a 26-pitch inning will continue for Ian Anderson. Matt Davidson is coming up. First, a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Davidson with an infield hit. That was the hot smash that Austin Riley knocked down, but couldn't get his man at first. First and third now, and outside, ball one.
This is a big at bat right now. Got to stop the bleeding. First and second, first and third, 2 outs. Got to bear down.
Davidson hitting 143. He's 2 for 14 as an Oakland A. And as he watches this one, it's fouled away. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball that time, 94 miles an hour. 8th man in the lineup. Oakland 2, Braves nothing. Braves will have Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley, and Matt Olson coming up. He's about hit us 5-2. Seth Brown has one of those hits. He's 90 feet away. 2 balls and a strike. Little tapper. Riley's charging. He gloves. He grabs. He guns. And Ian Anderson does put out the fire, but not before the A's score twice on 3 hits, a walk, a wild pitch, and an error. Dansby Swanson leads off in a 2-0 Oakland game. He's been a member since 1997, and his favorite A-list perks are priority access to postseason tickets and exclusive events. Congratulations to Larry Snow, today's A-list member of that game. Well, that championship ring looks good on his right hand. All the fans got that tonight. As Dansby Swanson will lead off for the Braves, who trail 2-0. Dansby's our player comparison, brought to you by Landmark.
How about the struggles early on? First 28 games, 237, just 2 home runs, but the last 28, he is locking in with that 315 average, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs, guys.
Putting the ball in play. That is the biggest statistical difference for Dansby Swanson. I'll explain after the first pitch, which is in for a strike. First 36 games, Dansby struck out 49 times and hit 223. His last 20 games, he struck out 13 times, has 29 hits, and is hitting 363. This ball is going to carry out toward the Braves bullpen, and it's high off the wall. Dansby Swanson puts it in play. It's a leadoff double, right and right center stroke. That's his happy spot, and here come the Braves right back.
That is his happy spot. When he's hitting the ball the other way, he is locked in. He has such good power that way. But when he sets his sights that way, guys, his average just takes off. Extra base hits takes off. He can do it all.
Just 6-7 inches shy of going out.
That's that dead ball.
There's the weight room sign.
11th double for Dansby. Now let's see if Riley can bring him home. 2-0 Oakland. Riley had a tough night last night. He's 0 for 1 tonight.
Talking about making that adjustment after the first at bat. Let's see. Dansby made it real quick. And that's what you have to do against a guy like that.
And just like that, Riley's behind 0-2.
Wow, that video well down the third base line.
Get a net.
Wow, somebody has a magnet over there. The balls are coming.
I know it well, only on the other side. Lefties come up.
Come on, be patient. Let the ball get deep and drive it the other way.
Koenig ready. The pitch is wasted high.
Good take. Good pitch, too.
Koenig's a great story. We told you about it. Pitched in independent leagues from 2017 to 19. Stops in Monterey, Salina, Birmingham, San Rafael, Lake Erie. Coming from Las Vegas, their AAA team. AAA manager said, hey guys, today's show and go. We're watching our guy pitch. Just put your cleats on him. No BP, no grounders. So they're locked in. Riley trying to ruin a great story.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second, nobody out, and in the dirt. It's a full count. Yeah, he was a 35th round pick by the White Sox, who spent all of their money on a higher draft pick. So they drafted him, didn't sign him. So then he went back to college. And then, as Paul said, all those independent leagues, and Oakland signed him as a free agent last January. And here he is in his first big league game, leading the world champs. Full count pitch. And a good at bat by Riley, who was down 0-2, guys. 2 on, nobody out.
Great at bat. Great patience there. He saw a lot of soft stuff early, and then he just couldn't command his fastball.
Oakland has only had 1 win by a starter since May 12th. Talking to Mark Kotsay again, my teammate, before the game, he said, last year I just had to worry about my defense and coach third base. I stayed in my lane. He goes, this time he goes, manager, my gosh. He goes, I'm going home thinking, what mistake did I make? I'm showering in the morning thinking about my lineup. Everybody's asking me about this and that. He goes, I'm in charge of all the lanes. And he goes, it's been quite an experience. And on this losing streak, can drive you crazy.
Matt Olson a double his first time up. He's got 2 aboard, nobody out. Great chance for the Braves in the 4th. And a high fly ball into center. Laureano backs up. One of the best arms in the game. He'll make the grab. And Dansby tried to deke him. Here comes the throw to third, and he beats the throw.
How about that, BJ?
Hey, test him out. You got to do it. Get to third base. With Dansby's sweet speed, why not? He deked him right here like I'm walking back. I'm not going. And he takes off. And what a throw. You better be fast, Paul.
Wow.
Better make it. And he did. And now a chance for Ozzie with a little contact to get the Braves on the board. Ozzie bounced out to second. So he's 0 for 1 in the game. First and third with 1 out. 2-0 Oakland. The pitch. We are seeing these opposing left-hand pitchers, Brian, bury the ball in on the hands of the Braves right-hand hitters. Kyle Freeland did a real good job of that in Colorado.
Did a great job in Colorado. Yes.
And last night, Cole Irvin was pretty effective.
Such a difference in numbers from the right side and the left side.
When it goes to show that technology, video, you better believe every pitcher that faced these guys are watching. We got a chance to get them out inside.
Oh, 0-2. So now Ozzie's got a lot of work on his plate. He's behind 0-2.
Come on, just shorten up, put the ball in play here.
That one higher than high, and 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This is where the Braves have been good lately, with 2 strikes, putting the ball in play, especially with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, just get a run back. Get a little momentum back on your side versus the 1-2 pitch. That one bounced away, no swing, and Riley's going to move up. So now you're in a spot where a single could tie the game. There's a break for the Braves. Check swing ball in the dirt. Ozzie did not swing, and the count even to him, 2-2. So a chance for the Braves to pick up their first hit of this series with a runner in scoring position. All 3 runs last night came on solo homers. Braves are 0 for 7 with Risp in the series. The 2-2.
Got to give Jarrett a lot of credit. He's not giving in to the hitters. It's never a hitter's count because he is throwing that off-speed pitch.
We said he was a throwback. He is playing true to that. Anything at any time.
But you still got to sit on that fastball up in the zone.
The 2-2 turned on, and that hit Dansby in foul ground. And that's why a base runner stands in foul territory. If Dansby had been in fair territory, that'd be a batted ball. He'd have been out. That got him flush. Let's see where. Oh, small of the back.
Wow, that's just a scary feeling. Being on third base in foul territory and a bullet comes down at you.
Just think you're a third base coach. They're even closer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ozzie goes back to work and turns on that one and splits Washington Dansby, who's looking in at the plate. Straighten it out, Ozzie.
Right back in the camera booth, guys. It's a magnet down there.
I'm glad he's okay. I was hoping for a little lower, but that you know, little kidney shot action almost.
Look at the look Dansby giving Albies. Get your hands in. Go the other way.
Big crowd ready with a 2-2. There we go. He did foul it off, but to the right this time. And now Albies, who in the last several series putting together a long at bat. He's going to see a 9th pitch now. He had a 13 pitch at bat, had a 10 pitch at bat on the road trip.
Well, just do that curveball. I think he's going to come back in on the hands.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. The battle will continue.
I love the way he's shortening his swing up, trying to put the ball in play, trying to make contact. Good battle here.
This guy's pitching like a man who's not in his first major league game. Pretty impressive. A long roundabout journey brings him to Atlanta with Oakland. In his first big league game, he leads by 2 at the moment. And another pitch to Ozzie. Fly ball into left field. That's going to be caught. Dansby's going to tag, and he's going to score. A productive at bat for Ozzie Albies. A sacrifice fly cuts the Oakland lead in half. It's a 2-1 game. Big league at bat.
Big league at bat. You are right, Chip. We talk about shortening up, put the ball in play, do your job. And that's exactly what Albies did there.
So a 10 pitch at bat turns into RBI number 25 for Ozzie. The Braves are on the board for William Contreras, who hits with a runner in scoring position. Williams struck out on 3 pitches in the Atlanta second.
3 curveballs down in the zone. Hopefully he will take that pitch. There it is. Making adjustments, Paul.
There you go.
And smart of the pitcher. I'm going to throw it again and see if he does adjust.
Exactly.
Why change?
Wind picking up, blowing toward the A's bullpen. 1 ball, no strikes. Way high, ball 2.
You can also have a hitter that, for me, Varitek, he's like, when I got traded over to Boston, he just said, I never ever picked up on your cutter. And so sometimes you just have a hitter in that box that just doesn't pick up a certain pitch on a pitcher. And that's when you see a guy going back to the well over and over, and that's why he tried it.
That's over the netting, off to our right. And Ozzie. Kiss makes it all feel better.
That'll make
right?
it feel better.
Yep.
That's good stuff. This team is so exciting, and they have so much fun.
2-1 pitch. He is bounced at the plate, foul. Well, winning will do that. Braves riding a 6-game winning streak. They've won 10 of their last 14 games. They've gained some ground on the Mets. 2.5 games in the last week. They start play 8 back. The Mets are in San Diego tonight. They had some injury scares last night with Pete Alonso getting hit on the hand. Don't know if Alonso will play tonight. The 2-2 pitch from Koenig is on the way, and another one foul.
Koenig's been watching the old Jamie Moyer tapes, I think. Better fastball than Moyer, but the steady diet of breaking balls, the different arm angles on the breaking balls. Some look like sliders, some slow curves, and then he sneaks that fastball on the inside part of the plate.
2-2 with Riley at second. The pitch. And a swing and a miss. Breaking ball got Contreras, and the Braves settled for one in the fourth inning. They cash in a leadoff double from Dansby Swanson, and to the fifth we go in a one-run game.
Plus 21. The team ERA, the bullpen has been outstanding. But I was able to talk to Kevin Seitzer about this offense specifically, and he just said everybody just kind of exhaled. And when they exhaled, they started swinging at better pitches. They stopped chasing stuff out of the zone, and all of a sudden the results started to come. So, guys, when you look at this offense, you're seeing better results, but you're seeing better at-bats as well. And we saw that last inning with Ozzy's 10-pitch at-bat.
Good points, Nick Green, and that 10-pitch at bat turned into a sacrifice fly in the first run of the game for the Braves. As we move to the fifth inning, Barrera, Tony Kemp, and Elvis Andrus are scheduled for the Athletics. And this is the interesting time of the game for Ian Anderson. He's one batter away, fellas, from starting his third trip through an opposing lineup, and that's where the caution lights start to flicker for the Braves starter. He's pitched great so far tonight, 2 runs on 5 hits. And had a 30-pitch inning last frame.
Well, here it is. He's starting to fall behind hitters. Started last inning and it hasn't stopped.
3 balls, no strikes for Barrera, who popped out his last time. He's 0 for his last 18. And a 4-pitch walk. Second walk for Anderson, and now the top of the order is coming up. First, quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
So Ian's got some work to do now with Kemp in the batter's box. Kemp, the pride of Vanderbilt University. He was Dansby Swanson's teammate with the Commodores. Let's see if he can hit a ground ball right at his teammate. Get a double play and get Anderson back on the beam here. Barrera leads. The first pitch on the ground instead to Ozzy. That ought to be 2. Perfect feed. 2 outs. Right outcome. They hit it to the wrong guy, but we'll take it.
Thank you very much. Swinging at that changeup.
Well, you can walk all the first pitch hitters you want if this is going to be your next pitch. Ground ball right to Ozzy. Dansby so quick. That was just easy.
You know, Ozzy's doing a better job with his feed, so he's getting it out of his glove so quick, getting it into the hands of Dansby, who has a great arm.
So Elvis Andrus, the hitter, he is 0 for 2 in the game. He has struck out and hit that soft line drive that Ozzy flagged down in shallow center. So the double play helps Anderson now. 69 pitches with 2 outs in the 5th inning after throwing 30 pitches in the Oakland 4th. On the ground to Riley. It should be a very easy inning. Nice recovery for Ian. The Braves bats go right back to work against the rookie left-hander Jared Koenig in a 2-1 game. Nick Green downstairs by the Braves dugout. Up in the booth, Brian Jordan, Paul Bird, Chip Carey. There's your score, 2-1. Ozuna, Duvall, and Michael Harris coming up in the 5th inning. Jared Koenig threw 25 pitches in the 4th, and he is right back out there after a very quick offensive inning for Oakland.
Well, if you can't say, you got to be impressed with this kid.
No doubt. His style of pitching is very interesting to me. I love the cat and mouse game. But here's the thing, BJ, he doesn't look overwhelmed.
Right.
He looks like he's been here for 10 years. By the pitches he's thrown, his body language. when he's gotten in jams. He hasn't tried to overthrow. It's been impressive.
And he's been effectively wild. He's throwing that pitch inside on a lot of right-handers, getting them off the plate, setting them up with that curveball on the outside corner.
But when he's missed there a lot.
Big time.
And he's run the count full to Ozuna with nobody out. Ozuna's hit safely in 19 of 22 games. And takes a little walk after that one, almost untied his shoes. Breeze blowing toward the Oakland bullpen on a muggy night. 2-1 game, the pitch. There's the breaking ball, and it missed badly upstairs. Another leadoff man is on for the Braves. They've put the first batter on now in 4 of the first 5 innings in the game. Got to cash these chances in. Second walk in as many innings for Koenig, and Duvall the batter. He took a fastball, Brian, for strike 3.
Yeah, I love to see him be more aggressive.
Guys, I know he's struggled, but you know, when you have Ozuna, Duvall hitting 8th, and then Harris, who I think is also very good hitting 9th, that's a tough bottom part of a lineup. And when these guys get going like they have been, it can be very dangerous.
Went after the first one, had a good cut, and is behind 0-1. I made the point earlier about Adam. When he's at his best, as any hitter will tell you, it's when they work the count, they get ahead. Adam Duvall has been ahead in the count in 41 of 204 plate appearances this year.
That explains why he's struggling.
But as you know, one swing can change all of that. This would be a perfect time for it. He represents the go-ahead run. The Oakland bullpen is busy. Domingo Acevedo is the man up and throwing. Koenig ready, the pitch. Slow curve, and he fouled that straight back.
Wow, he is missing these breaking balls. Something that he was so good at last year. That has to worry you as a manager.
So again, Adam facing a pitcher's count with 2 strikes. Ozuna at first in a 1-run game. Koenig ready, checks, and delivers.
Come on, squeak one to the right side here. Big 0-2 hit.
Outfield straightaway and deep. A lot of room up the middle if Duvall can hit one that way. The 0-2 pitch instead to first.
Braves fans don't like that. Koenig getting booed by 40,000 plus for the first time in his life.
Well, Ozuna's only 2 steps off the bag. He's not going anywhere. I don't blame the fans.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball wallop toward the gap in left center. Laureano's not getting that. That's off the base of the wall. Ozuna on his way to third. It's second and third. Nobody out. Duvall with a double on an 0-2 count. That's more like it, Adam. And the Braves are in business in the 5th.
That's what I'm talking about. 0-2, stay aggressive. And that's a pitch that came on the outside. Yeah. He's so strong, and it doesn't have to be a strike. He can still drive the ball.
And he heard you guys talking about him.
Don't have to be perfect in those situations.
It doesn't matter what you did the first week of April. And what matters is that this team gets back on track right now. And all these guys getting hot, starting to click. Lineup's very dangerous.
Hal Golema just handed me an amazing statistic. The number 9 spot in the batting order for the Braves has the most RBIs of any other spot on the lineup card. 32 of them. And a chance for 2 more here for Michael Harris, who's knocked in 3 runs in his rookie season.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Dansby Swanson.
Yep.
Man, when he got hot at that number 9 spot, they quickly booted him out of that 9 spot and up in the lineup.
Pull fair for Harris down the line. That's going to score 2. Michael flying towards second. Ball ricochets back toward the infield. He's going for third. Throw. Harris late.
This kid is special. Not only can he play great defense, but he's starting to relax at the plate. This is big time right here. Curveball from a lefty. Getting it done. 2 RBIs, gives him 5 on the year. Oh, that's big time. But look at the speed, folks. Putting his head down. The track meet has begun. And this is a great throw by the right fielder, but he's just too fast.
Yes, it was. And when you got that kind of airflow around in second base, no way that helmet's staying on, BJ.
His first career triple. The Braves have the lead, and they've turned the lights out off on Jared Koenig in the 5th. Drew the wows from Andrew Jones with a 2-run triple, the first of his big league career. He got the wows from Brian Jordan up in the booth tonight.
Yes, he did, man. Speed kills, and he's showing you that he has it all.
First big league game for that kid. Very impressive.
I give him a B+.
I agree. I thought he pitched really, really well. The Braves offense just wore him down in this last inning.
We saw Acevedo here last night. Infield in for Acuna with nobody out. Braves by a run. And a little low. Good take. 1 ball, no strikes for Ronald, who led off with a first inning single, then grounded out to third. So he's got hits in 7 of his last 10 games. And a chance to add to his 15 RBI total for the year.
That was perfect timing for Hal's number 9 hitters driving in so many runs. And just like that, Michael Harris adds 2 more.
34 RBIs out of the number 9 spot. That makes all the old National League pitchers jealous, Brian. 1-1 pitch. And that shaved off the inside corner.
There's no higher level, we all know, than this league. So when you see guys like Michael Harris come up and instantly contribute and not be overwhelmed and be able to handle success, really says something.
1-2 for Ronald. Harris at third. Acevedo is ready. Here it is. And boy, look, that's an area where the game has changed. Kids are getting to the major leagues with 400, 500, 600 minor league at bats. Gone are the days when the baby Braves came up, when Frank Coor got 1,400 at bats. McCann had 1,200. Kelly Johnson almost 1,900. Little roller to third. That won't get the runner home, and Acuna's retired for out number 1. And so that's an area where the game has really changed. I think it's exciting. It's fantastic that these kids, as you said, Paul, showing they can play in the minor leagues, get a chance at a young age at the major league level, and come up and have success.
Well, the good thing about this scouting and what Alex does, man, he finds those players that are very mature, able to handle tough situations. You look at Contreras there. You know, this kid hasn't played a lot of minor leagues, but you trust him. Mentally, he's tough. Same with Michael Harris. He's a quiet guy, but you know he can make adjustments. You've seen it in the minor leagues, and he's done it at a rapid pace.
Dansby hits infield in again. Didn't get that. That was a wicked slider. And Swanson has doubled and scored in 2 trips tonight. Braves have the lead, 3-2, a 2-run 5th.
Got to find a way to score Michael here. Cannot leave him out there.
Oh, a hanger. Dansby wants that one back. But it's off the net foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
That's the backup hanger inside part of the plate. Dansby diving.
Well,
Jammed himself a little bit.
Chippy said this pitcher has been really good with runners in scoring position. And he's showing you why. He's not afraid to throw in. Throw those tough sliders.
Dansby's a good 2-strike hitter. That's his count with 1 out. And it's not to be. Swanson swings and misses. And Harris still at third. Now there are 2 outs. Infield can back up with Austin Riley coming up.
Wow, he just throws a heavy sinker right there.
Yeah, flies open. A little bit of herky-jerky. Slings it.
Okay, Austin, the stage is yours. He's grounded out and walked.
When I say fly open, if you watch his body, it goes towards first base. Really tough to stay on track. Some guys can do it consistently. I couldn't. But you ideally want that pitcher lined up and having all of his movement and momentum going straight to home. And that's the action you will get when you fly open and release early.
A 2-run 5th has the Braves in front. Harris a 2-run triple. The pitch. Little pop fly headed for the seats off to our right. It's 1-2.
Paul, his ball must be heavy. That's 86 miles an hour. I mean, he's not just electric throwing it by people.
Well, he's got a change slider and then a hard fastball. The change, for whatever reason, I don't see great action on it, but hitters cannot time it up.
Well, I know come trade deadline, this kid's name is going to come up.
Everybody's always looking for pitching for the pennant push.
This is 2 days straight. He's put out the fire.
1-2, 2 outs for Riley. The pitch. Swing and a drive. Belted deep left field. Long gone for Riley. Off the facade of the second deck.
.103 off the bat, 392, and I spoke too soon. Riley picking up his teammates. Dansby and Acuna, who didn't get it done.
You can only keep a good man down for so long in the series. A no-doubter for Riley. Back up and long gone.
Up and in nitro zone. Riley, good job staying back, reading breaking ball, something he's struggled with early in his career. Now he's an incredible breaking ball hitter, and he doesn't miss the hangers.
15th home run for Riley as this one bounced toward first. And the flip to the pitcher covering will retire the side. The Braves score 4 times in the 5th inning. Walk, double, triple, homer. How's that for some instant offense for the Braves, who now have a lead going to the 6th, trying to sweep away the A's. Braves to a 5-2 lead. 2 big hits. Harris a 2-run triple. Austin Riley a 2-out 2-run homer. Riley in 3rd place all by himself in the National League home run chase. Now we'll see what Ian Anderson has in store for us. He's been staked to a 3-run lead. And he's got the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up in the 6th inning as he faces the Oakland lineup for the 3rd time tonight. Ramon Laureano is that first hitter, and it's 2-0.
BJ, you asked me in the break what's the next step for Ian Anderson, and I really believe it's going to be fastball command. What will take him to the next level, and he's already a very good young starting pitcher in the big leagues, will be command of that fastball. Great changeup, which is very, very hard to throw not just a good changeup, a great changeup, and he's mastered that. Next step for me, fastball command, a little better breaking ball.
Well, he started out so well this game, commanding that fastball for first pitch strike, setting guys up with that changeup, but then you could see the lack of command really got him in trouble in that 4th inning.
Got a break there as Laureano swung at ball 4. Now it's a full count. Well, he gave up a leadoff walk in the 5th, got a double play and a ground out for a very quick and easy frame. Let's see what he does on the 6th pitch to Ramon Laureano, the Oakland center fielder, leading off the 6th. On the ground, he beats the shift and smokes that into center field. A leadoff single and a 2-hit game for Laureano tonight.
Wow, that shift, that whole side was so wide open. Man, surprising with 2 strikes.
Stephen Vogt, the batter. He's walked and scored in 2 trips tonight. Vogt was on the injured list with a bad ankle. Vogt hit a couple of homers for the Braves last year. Got hurt on September 10th. Had a real serious hip injury that cost him the rest of the season. Talked to Stephen in their locker room before the game today, and he was beaming, thrilled to death about receiving his World Series ring after 15 years in the majors. He said, look, I don't know how much longer I'm going to play, but I'm back home, back with Oakland where it started, mentoring this young team.
Nice changeup right there.
As I said to Stephen, hey man, wish you all the best of luck after you leave town today.
That's right.
Which he understood. But a class act. And a big part of what the Braves did last season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Laureano short lead. Braves by 3. The pitch is on the ground. Right to Olson. He's going to scoop and fire. Bad throw. Riley though recovers and not in time. Strong arm by Riley. Almost was able to get Vogt. The Braves do get the force out. We're hoping for 2. They'll settle for 1.
I thought this was an easy double play, but Vogt surprising me with his speed, getting down that line pretty quick.
He was, and this throw is going to be off center to the left. It was right over the bag. We'd have an easy double play. Riley with a good adjustment, but just not enough time.
You think Matt was distracted by the umpire? You noticed as he made that play, he spun quickly. The second base umpire had to backpedal out of the way. Don't know if that affected the outcome. Yeah. But the Braves do get the lead runner, and now with 1 out, Chad Pinder is up. He's 0 for 2. Starting to play catch in the Braves bullpen. As that one's fouled straight back, it's 0-2. Jesse Chavez on the left, Dylan Lee, the left-hander, on the right. Anderson trying to change that 3rd time through the order narrative. He's given up just 1 hit his 3rd time through for Oakland so far. And in the dirt, nice stop. Braves are gunning for their 30th win tonight. And the 1-2 pitch is a little low. With this 6-game winning streak, the Braves are the hottest team in the National League. The only team hotter, the Yankees, who've already won 40 of their first 55 games this year.
Hey, the Yankees pitching has been impressive.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Chad Pinder, and that missed inside, ball 3. Yeah, Nestor Cortez has been the talk of the American League. You know all about Garrett Cole and that Yankee offense.
Yeah,
we've only got an
all rise. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, they got a 108 run differential through 55 games. That's pretty good.
Judge is on a mission this year.
3-2 is off Contreras' foul. And a full count.
I think he's up to what, 21, 22 home runs?
Let me check the stat sheet.
That's incredible this early in the season.
.22 for Judge. The pitch. Strike three, a changeup. I love a righty-righty changeup. Pinder didn't think so. He's out number 2.
You got to be swinging at that pitch. 3-2.
Here's why I like it. It's a changeup that's up and in. Normally his changeups are down. I think hitters are starting to look up for the fastball, or they're starting to look down for the changeup, and they're picking one. They're leaving the curveball go, and that's how they're approaching Ian Anderson. That was a changeup up and in where a fastball should have been and wasn't, and I love it, BJ.
Seth Brown is 2 for 2. It's one thing to throw that pitch to a left-hand hitter as a right-hand pitcher, but to go righty-righty, Birdie, that's a great pitch. Tom Glavine late in his career made a fortune throwing that lefty-lefty changeup. With the Mets and Braves, and a swing and a miss, even count.
You're right on. And if you hit your spot, and if the hitter hits it well and barrels it up, there's no place for it to go except foul. And I'm not saying you can't get a jam shot base hit with it, but if you hit it properly, BJ, if the head of that bat's out and you smoke it, 9 times out of 10, it's a laser over the left field dugout.
Yeah, it's interesting you brought up Glavine. Late in his career, he started throwing those changeups into righties, which really surprised me. Although I went yah-yah on that changeup in, but it really surprised me. It surprised me, but it just talks to the adjustments that he makes along your career, you know.
Well, his pitching coach in New York, Rick Peterson, gave Tom a thought that really was an epiphany for him. First, the 2-1 pitch. He said, if you're a pro golfer, you get 14 clubs in your bag, right?
Yes.
Why would you eliminate this pitch to a right-hand hitter? You're eliminating 2 or 3 of your own clubs, to use a golf metaphor, if you will. And Tom said that was a huge difference maker for him. As you said, surprised a lot of hitters, and he got a lot of easy outs. Let's see what Ian does here with 2 outs and a 3-1 count to Seth Brown. The pitch. Paints a corner, a fastball, down and away strike.
Come on, get me through this 6 right here.
Matt Olson playing behind Vogt again, just off the IL with an ankle problem. With a full count, he'll get a head start here with 2 outs. The runner goes, the pitch. Little number, back to the mound. Take your time, Ian. You got this. He does. Shutdown inning in the 6th inning. 5 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed in total. Braves go back to work, leading 5-2. Of All-Star voting, and with the All-Star game in Hollywood this summer, well, you've got to have a movie-themed voting campaign. Make sure Ronald and Ozzie go to the All-Star game. You know, Max Fried and Kyle Wright have a shot there. Some of the posters. You can vote up to 5 times a day at Braves.com/vote. Here are 2 Hollywood representatives in the booth, Brian Jordan, Paul Bird. And here is one of the ad campaigns for Austin Riley that they gave us before the game. The Bowman. Sorry, Birdie, I don't want to.
No.
Let me do it that way. That's
that
better.
Poster's so good looking. Get me out of the way.
No, that's nice. I like it. I mean, I love the whole movie thing. I mean, great job by the marketing organization here, getting it done.
It's the winner of the Audience Award, the official selection of the Atlanta Cinema Festival, winner of the Best Screenplay, and nominated for Best Actor. It's so clever. And the tagline for the Bowman says, the line between fair and foul is blurred.
Give it up to my man Adam Zimmerman, getting it done.
Terrific. It's absolutely terrific. And here's another one. This is my favorite.
The Curacao Kids.
That's right.
Just almost as good as the new Top Gun, I'm told.
Interesting. High pop fly into shallow center. Laureano will gather this one in. Ozzie is retired, 1 out. Yeah, the All-Star game in Los Angeles this year. And let's not forget, the National League's going to be managed by our guy, Brian Snitker, who won the World Series. What a thrill for Brian.
Yeah.
You talk about capping off a dream year. Your team wins the World Series. All the odds, all the things stacked against this club, they end up winning the whole ball of wax against Houston, and his son, who's the hitting coach of the Astros.
Yep.
And he'll see him again in Los Angeles because Dusty Baker will manage the American League team. Swing and a drive by Contreras. This ball a missile. That one's going to go. Talk about a Hollywood year for a Braves player. How about Contreras? 8 homers.
He's back. Keep me in, coach. This kid wants to play.
8 homers in a limited row. BJ, you talked about him struggling with the breaking ball. Good night. Do not throw him a fastball.
Oh, my goodness. You gotta love it. This kid is just having fun. And another guy who hasn't played a lot of minor league baseball, making the adjustments on the fly at the major league level. Terrific at bat. 8th yaya of the year.
Ball got out quick.
And he's got a movie poster, too.
Well, he actually starred in the movie Warning Track Check. William Contreras, but
Ozuna pops the next pitch up. This one into shallow left center. And the grab made there for out number 2. I think we need to change the movie title. That should be Over the Warning Track.
Well, that's the sequel. the sequel is The Bleachers.
Yeah,
but
there
right
you
here,
go.
Warning Track was the first one. And both those are really, really good, BJ.
Yeah, I mean, he's moving up the charts pretty quick.
So 8 homers, 16 RBIs for Contreras. The Braves have hit homers in the last 2 innings and are pulling away with a 6-2 lead at the moment. Adam Duvall doubled and scored. That double came on an 0-2 pitch. And one more note on Contreras. How's a homer every 7 at-bats sound for you?
It's been amazing to watch. I mean, he's playing with so much confidence right now.
Well, and he pulled the ball right there, left center field gap, but his actual power is to right center.
Right center, that's right.
So 7 homers and 47 at-bats as a catcher. Remember, Contreras has played a game in left field. He served as the DH as well. But man, you get that kind of production as an offensive player in the most taxing of defensive positions. Man, that is something. So the Braves lead 6-2. And this one hammered by Duvall down the line. That is near the pole, but it is out of play. And a fan from Cumming, Georgia, made a great catch down the line.
Man, I would have loved to seen that go out of the ballpark for Adam Duvall. We saw him hit one in Colorado. Really looked like it got him going.
I'm just going to say this. If I was Colorado's GM 10 years ago, I mean, I'm doing everything I can to trade for Adam Duvall. Because he's got so much power and flies out to that track so much. And as you said, is always a good hanging breaking ball hitter. And I hope that that Colorado trip got him going, because this lineup with him in it at the bottom part of it is so much better when he's on fire.
Well, he's 5 for his last 11 at the plate. And Duvall with a 1-for-2 night tonight. He's put 3 points on his overall batting average for the year. So the encouraging signs continue for Adam. The pitch is corked out of play, foul from Austin Pruitt. It was called up on May 28th. First time he's faced the Braves. This is not his first time in the show. He's pitched in the big leagues with the Rays, Astros, Marlins, and now Oakland. Braves have scored in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings tonight. They've erased a 2-0 Oakland lead for the 2nd straight game. And this one again in the air to left. And that will be out number 3 as the Braves get a Contreras home run in the 6th inning, his 8th of the year. It's another great night at Truist Park. Sellout crowd. Palms away in Atlanta. GA homers in the last 2 innings. 6-2 Atlanta as we go to the 7th.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist, when you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Well, partners, let's put a bow on Ian Anderson's night tonight. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Bertie, he's in line to pick up his 5th win tonight.
He pitched great, and you know, when he pitches, he's just a little unorthodox. He may be behind in the count. You don't know if he's going to walk some guys or not, but he always gets the job done. He gets out of jams, and at the end of the day, he gives your team a chance to win.
Jesse Chavez checks in. Sean Murphy greets him with a first pitch swing. We'll take all of those we can get. And Jesse Chavez is on a nice run out of the Braves bullpen. He has thrown 4 1/3 scoreless perfect innings in relief for the Braves, whose bullpen, guys, in June has been unbelievably good. We've talked about the starting pitching. We've talked about the offense. How about the relief corps, especially the ballparks guys in which they pitched?
You know, it's been incredible, especially in Colorado. I was just so impressed with the whole bullpen. Everybody seemed to come in there with a great demeanor and throwing strikes. I mean, Jesse, you know you're going to get nothing but strikes. He doesn't waste any time. But, man, in Colorado, Arizona, I think things are starting to come together. Even though you still don't have your horses out there, everybody else is getting it done.
Well, when you lost Matzik and some others, you know, you didn't know what direction this bullpen was heading because they're very important pieces. But guys have stepped up. Strider, in my opinion, has stepped up in the rotation. Ian, as I said, always gives you a chance to win. So now you have 5 guys in that rotation. You expect to get to the 6th to the 8th inning. That saves bullpen arms.
Wow, Chavez, strike 3 to Matt Davidson, 2 up, 2 down. And let's look at our Beating the Pressure feature by Coors Light. And this falls right into the conversation we were having. The Braves pitching. Well, it all goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Look at where Atlanta's ranking is since the 1st of May.
And I'm going to say this, when you are ahead in games and you think you're going to win them and you lose because the bullpen collapses, it takes a lot out of that locker room. It takes a lot out of your team mentally. I love that ERA number right there. They have been fantastic at preserving leads. And if you're behind 1 or 2, you hold it close for this offense and look out. It's a key part of this team clicking.
That's on the ground. Olsen vacuums that up. Jesse Chavez breezes through the 7th inning. Stick around. The stretch is coming up. Kelly Kroll, Peter Moylan, Gordon Beckham have plenty of good things to talk about in Atlanta, where the Braves lead 6-2. Kelly, take it away.
The Stretch is brought to you by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Welcome into the Stretch presented by Synovus. Braves up 6-2, as Chip just mentioned, as we head to the 7th. Got themselves in a little bit of a hole early, but then in the 5th inning really turned things around. And right off the bat of Michael Harris, who had his first ever career triple and put the Braves in front to now, which they have this nice little lead.
It's
Peter.
so encouraging to see, too. We've seen him do this for the last couple of weeks. He's getting comfortable. There was an at-bat in Arizona where he was facing lefty-lefty. I said to BJ, I said, this might get his swing back because he's had to keep himself inside. He's not able to fly open. All of a sudden, he starts getting more knocks. He's starting to make plays in the outfield. He's starting to feel like he belongs as a big leaguer, and that could be a huge part of it, right?
Right. We've talked a lot about his defense, right? But at the same time, when you get up to the big leagues, you want to, your front hip wants to kind of go out, and you want to do some, like, you want to hit homers and to the pull side. It takes a little bit of time to really focus and bring that zone back a little bit. And what he did right there was really nice. Ground ball down the right field line, puts them up, puts the Braves up, and the rest is history. I mean, Austin Riley did what he did.
And when you're impressing Andrew Jones, you're doing something right, obviously.
Yeah, defensively, it's been something else. But offensively now, to get that going, would really be something else for him. Well, we'll see now the heart of the lineup coming up here after we get a quick word from our friends at Synovus.
6-2, packed house, 42,075 on hand. And the Braves trailed early 2-0. They've scored the last 6 runs. 2 of them came off the bat of this young man, Michael Harris, whose first career triple in the big leagues, scored 2 of the Braves' 5th inning runs. Austin Pruitt back to work for his 2nd inning and delivers a little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Atlanta welcomes the Pirates to town tomorrow night. Start of a 4-game series. Pittsburgh fell at home to the Tigers 3-1. Max Fried will start the series with first pitch at 7:20. Braves Live, of course, will be at 6:30. And Max Fried is coming off arguably his best regular season start ever.
That's another guy, if I'm a Colorado GM, I'd try to trade for him.
Yeah.
But you can't have him.
Off the knuckles of Michael, it's a ball and 2 strikes. Brian, first impressions are often the wrong impressions when you see a major league player for the first time in the big leagues. You can understand the wow factor that Michael had to deal with the first couple of games. First, the 1-2 pitch, which is stroked into the gap in right center field. That's down for a hit. Harris, a big turn. He's going to challenge the arm. Here's the throw, and he beats the rack.
Well,
my question was, I think he's starting to figure this out.
You know, and great players do. Yeah, the pitchers are going to make adjustments off of him, and that's going to be the biggest test. How does he adjust off the pitchers? But he's starting to get comfortable. He's starting to let the ball get deep, where early on, coming up for the first time, he was going out there trying to get the ball, not hitting it hard, just wanting to put the ball in play. And on this play right here, he was just aggressive. Coming out of the box hard, he's keeping his eyes on the outfielder. Once he saw him slip, he doesn't stop. Great base running there.
2 extra base hits for Harris tonight, a triple, a double, and now Acuna tries to add on. And that's taken low, ball 1. As a pitcher, Paul, what adjustments have you seen from Michael at the plate?
Well, I like the statement that BJ said a while back when he faced a left-hander and it caused him to stay in. You even heard Gordon say that hip can leak when you first get up the big leagues. You try to do too much. I see him coming into his own as far as approach, knowing when to turn and burn, knowing when to go the other way. So as a pitcher right now, if I'm watching tape, I'm saying, what plan would I use to get him out? And right now, I'm not sure.
Tell him what's coming. Right? The old Bull Durham move.
I'm saying, okay, can he handle in? Can he handle away? Can he handle a breaking ball? So once you start hitting those pitches and start checking those boxes, you know, you start formulating a game plan and saying, okay, he's handled a lot of different things. So now I have to mix my pattern, make my pitches, and he has no one location that I've seen where you can go and get him out.
Well, I think that's the big thing. You really judge a young kid in the 3rd week because there's video out and pitchers try to make adjustments.
Little roller hit toward 3rd. Harris broke toward 3rd, but hustles back, bad throw. Acuna safe. He hustles down the line. Davidson hurried his throw. Acuna rewarded. He's safely aboard with nobody out.
This is something we haven't seen from Acuna, you know, because he's gotten the word, take it easy on slow ground balls, but he took off really hard. He smelled a hit right out of the box. Great hustle by Acuna, putting the pressure on the 3rd baseman to make a good throw, and he just couldn't get it done.
Interesting terminology used a second ago, Brian. That tells you how old we've gotten. The old terminology was, well, the book is out on a young player. Now it's the video is out.
That's right, exactly.
The young player.
You know, I'm just going to go back to my early days when I first came up. I started out just awesome. I was like, this game is easy. And all of a sudden they made adjustments on me and I struggled. So it's going to be interesting to see what Michael Harrison can do in that 3rd week.
You told us that story out in Denver, and for the fans that may have missed it, you talked about how easy the game was, but you said it to who?
Ozzie Smith. Yeah. After the first couple, I said, man, this game is easy. And he looked at me like, okay. Next thing you know, I was back in AAA.
You tempted the baseball gods, didn't you?
Yes, exactly.
For you, it was the breaking ball.
Yep, it was the breaking ball. Okay. I hadn't seen enough in the minor leagues. You know, I came straight from the football field. Didn't play a lot of minor league games, so I never saw a good curveball really until I got to the big leagues. And man, Doug Drabek struck me out 4 times on ESPN, and I said, "See you guys. I'm going back to AAA to learn how to hit a curveball."
He had a good one. Great
yes,
curveball.
He did. Changed speeds on it. I couldn't stand him.
Swing and a miss. And Dansby is retired. Austin Riley is coming up. He had a 2-run homer his last time up. He's our Who's Hot feature, brought to you by Texas Pete. This is what Riley's done over his last 16 games. And Nick, you can't help but be thrilled with what Austin Riley's doing. He's putting up all-star numbers in these first 2 months.
He is.
It's been fun to watch. And when you think about those numbers, Chip, remember also he's waking up in the middle of the night feeding a baby every single night. So props to him for being a great dad, but he's done a great job of making some adjustments, small adjustments, getting to the slot a little bit better. What he was doing when he was struggling was dropping that back elbow into the slot a little bit too low. And what he's done now has allowed himself a little bit more room for error, dropping that back elbow into the slot a little bit higher. And those hard hit numbers are through the roof. 31 hard hit balls in the last 16 games. And he's hitting .710 on those 31 balls.
1 strike pitch, and downstairs evens the count. Well, he had a hard hit ball, I'd say, in the 5th inning. You hit a ball to left over the bullpen, and it hits the facade of the second deck under the Hank Aaron Terrace. You got all of it.
Yeah, 108 off the bat. And the thing that I love about Riley is he struck out 4 times, and it didn't faze him. Comes back, it's a new day, and he's taking his hacks.
You talked about what you do with a young hitter when they come up. The first thing as a pitcher you find out they can do is if they can hit the fastball away. You know they can hit a fastball, they wouldn't be up here. But can they hit a fastball away? Next thing, if they can do that, is can they hit the ball in, or can they hit a curved slider? That's the next step. BJ, that's what you struggled with. That's what Riley struggled with early in his career. Here's the end of the story.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Harris streaking around third. He will score. Ronald's going first to third, and the Braves are pouring it on. It's a 7-2 game. And Austin Riley didn't try to do too much. 3 RBIs.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Chip. Man, I love it. Just trying to put the ball in play. The middle is wide open. That's a pitch outside. That's a ball down. But what did I say? If you're aggressive, you can hit balls out of the zone. And here, just getting the job done here. RBI, single. I love it.
He does not struggle with breaking balls anymore. Riley, 304 on breaking balls with 7 home runs going into that at bat. The average just went up.
So no relief for Mark Kotsay in tonight's game. His bullpen has given up 2 more runs. Atlanta on the way, 7-2 in game 2. One sign. I think Dansby's taken. I'll call my ex and tell her I love her for batting gloves. That's interesting.
Wow.
He looks real happy with that sign, doesn't he?
Jeez. Come on, buddy. What's wrong with you?
That is some great coverage tonight as Atlanta enjoys a 7-2 lead. This is Sam Selman. He's pitching on the road for the first time as a member of the A's. And facing the Braves for the first time. 2 hits, a run, and error. First and third, 1 out from Matt Olson. And in for a strike. We're going to have great crowds this entire homestand. 42,000 tonight, another sellout. We had 33,000 here for game 1. Big weekend with the battling Buccos coming up. As this one smoked up the middle on the first pitch. Matt Olson has another hit against the A's. Acuna will score, and the Braves are pouring it on. It's 8-2. Atlanta now with 10 hits, and they cash in the error.
Getting it done with runners in scoring position. Matt Olson has really improved over the last couple of weeks. Staying on his fastball right across the middle of the plate. 0-1 count. Getting it done, Paul.
He hits lefties just as well as righties. Very good. Stays in there. Unorthodox stance. Gets the job done.
So Selman is greeted rudely. That second run belongs to Austin Pruitt. Riley his responsibility at second, Olson at first. And Ozzie squirts one down the first base line, just foul. It's 0-1.
BJ, does it feel good when you get hits against your old team?
Oh, man, you love it, man. You got a chip on your shoulder. You want to just bury your former team.
Well, 3 hits for Olson. He'll take a 6-game hit streak into play tomorrow. As the Pirates will send JT Brubaker to the hill to face the Atlanta offense that is white hot. And look, let's face it, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. This is a portion of the schedule that on paper appeared very favorable for Atlanta. There's no such thing as an easy opponent in a major league game. But Brian Snitker's club is in a stretch of 29 consecutive games against sub-500 teams. Right now they're 12-6. They're trending toward 13-6 if they can finish this one off. So they are doing what they need to do to A, get over 500 and put some pressure on the Mets, who are in a very tough portion of their schedule, facing the Padres now and the Angels next. And an 8-game deficit in the East. 1-2 pitch. Swing, high fly ball toward left. Drifting back toward the track, Pinder still going at the wall. It's gone. Ozzie has his first homer in 40 games. It kept going, and gone.
That's the way you get off the snide. Stay aggressive. He crushed the ball down the line, foul, but he stayed in, and that's the power that we're used to seeing out of Ozzie Albies. I told you he's close. He's close, just taking off.
I should have guaranteed a homer earlier. But for Ozzie, his first since April 23rd against the Marlins and Eliezer Hernandez. Longest homerless streak of his career ends in game 41. And the Braves have scored 11 times on 11 hits. This was a moonshot.
Breaking ball down and in. Ozzie with the golf shot.
Wow, just out of the reach.
So the Braves with homers from Riley, Contreras, and Albies. And here's another interesting stat. Every single Brave has scored at least 1 run tonight.
You know, I thought Dansby had an interesting interview with Nick Green before the game where he talked about on this streak, this 6-game win streak, and he said we're still not playing our best baseball. We got a ways off. And he talked about offensively, everybody's starting to click. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what it looks like when everybody clicks.
2 quick strikes for Contreras, and that's pulled foul. Well, the interesting part about the first 2 months was we saw very short glimpses of what the offense can do. Just nothing was able to be sustained. And as you said and intimated, Paul, we're in a stretch right now where there's really no place to go to get outs in this lineup right now for the Braves.
That's it. That's it. Everybody's 2, 3, 4 is really good in this league. The difference maker is the Braves have great bottom part of the lineup hitters. And if I'm pitching, BJ, I'm going to circle on my chair the scouting report where I can go to get outs. And in this lineup, when they're hot, there is no place.
And again, when your number 9 hole leads your team in RBIs combined, that talks about the breadth and depth of this Braves offense when it's really cooking. And tonight, BJ, the middle of the order has certainly held up its end of the bargain.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters, 6 for 13, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. I mean, it says a lot about this team, you know. They go in flashes. It's the bottom of the lineup getting it done. Now it's the top of the lineup, middle of the lineup. It's a good problem to have.
Selman has a 2-2 count on the Braves catcher Contreras. And a little nubber back to the mound. And Sam spins and fires a strike for out number 2. Here's the Albies homer again, part of his 4 RBI night.
Look at that curveball down in the zone. That was in off the plate, too. He just got his hands in and just golfed this ball just out of the reach.
Pinder, so close.
Man, got to feel good for Ozzie, though. 40 games without a home run. Those guys just have fun, man.
Oh, my gosh. It's a reality show waiting to happen.
Marcell Ozuna, the hitter. He's walked and scored tonight. Saw in the dugout, he was talking with Bobby Magalhaes, one of the Braves hitting coaches, about his swing. Brian, it's been a couple of things at different times that have plagued Marcell at the plate. What's he trying to correct?
Well, he has to go back to opening his hips up again. He gets lulled to sleep, and he's not able to turn those hips on that inside fastball. Now pitches are going in and way in on Ozuna and then going away. Now when he's going good, he'll slap that ball in the right field, but when he's going bad, he's trying to pull that ball and he's just rolling over ground balls. So he has to get back to opening up those hips and letting it go.
Like that. 2-0 count. 12 hits for the Braves. Ozuna joins in on the fun. He's aboard for the second time. And Adam Duvall is coming up. He'll be the 9th batter to hit in this inning. And Adam will step in after a quick word from Landmark.
Hi, friends. I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark More. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're #1. Because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
A double and a run for Adam Duvall. That helped spark a 4-run 5th for the Braves, who overcame a 2-1 deficit in that inning. Braves have scored in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th innings tonight. They have a 5 spot working and aren't done yet. Obviously, the guys were inspired by Gordon Beckham's marvelous hair during the stretch. Kelly Kroll's wit and grace, and Peter. That's in the dugout foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hope you'll stick around for Kelly and company with the stretch. It's presented by Xfinity. The Braves trying to complete a perfect week and extend their winning streak to 7 straight. Anytime you look at a road trip to Arizona and Colorado and you think, well, that could be the start of something really good for your team, that doesn't happen too often. Braves have never swept a 4-game series against the Rockies at Coors Field until this year.
And now possibly 2 sweeps in a row.
Yep.
I know it's a 2-game series, but it's a sweep.
That man right there, chairman of the board. How about the talk in that locker room? Standing up, getting the guys going. Haven't lost since. I'm just going to label it the talk.
The Braves have scored 11 runs. They've only left 2 men on base in this game. They have taken full advantage of this rebuilding Oakland club for Mark Kotsay. They will head to Cleveland next and start a 4-game series with the Guardians. They are trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. They have scored a grand total of 14 runs in their last 8 games.
I know we've been talking about teams that we're supposed to beat. You know, you got a Pittsburgh team coming in here who just swept the Dodgers just a week ago.
Yeah, they won the season series against the Dodgers this year.
So you cannot take teams lightly.
Pirates kind of went through what the A's are going through this year in the 2021 season. Pittsburgh, though, 24-30 on the year. And only 2 games under 500 on the road. So that'll be our next opponent. And it's a 4-game set. Then we go back on the road, a week-long trip. We go to Washington and then our lone trip to Wrigley Field. For our second date with the Cubs, the Braves took 2 out of 3 from Chicago, if memory serves, earlier in April. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ozuna takes off the pitch. High fly ball, Duvall, deep left. At the track, at the wall. That one's gone.
Here he come, Paul. He's found that home run stroke. He's been very aggressive every at bat. Wow, a lot of yayas tonight.
Back in left field where he belongs. You gotta love the swing, breaking ball. He's struggled on those this year. As we talked about earlier, not anymore. Head on the baseball, go down and get it. Golfed it up in the air. Is it too high?
Well, the humidity is setting in. The ball is traveling.
4 homers for the Braves tonight. And it's a 13-2 game.
Y'all know where he's from?
Louisville.
Wait,
Louisville.
You finally got it.
Western
Louisville.
You know how to say that.
It's not Louisville.
No.
He's from Louisville.
Michael Harris swinging a miss. He's trying to pick up his first big league homer. Why not? He picked up his first triple tonight. He's doubled, he's scored twice, and he's knocked into out of the number 9 spot. How many times have we said that this year for the Braves? In the now DH world that is Major League Baseball, when the 8-9-1 hitters are hot and they feed the top of your order, you can have a whole lot of fun. Guillermo Heredia is in the on-deck circle with this game well in hand, you'd think. Braves might want to get Acuna off his feet the rest of the way, as that's cut on and missed, and that retires the side. Sam Selman had a rough time of it. The Braves tag him for 4 runs and 2 homers and lead 13-2. The 8th in Atlanta, the ageless wonder Miguel Cabrera, one of the greatest hitters in the history of the game, arguably the best right-hand hitter of his generation, right up there with Albert Pujols and Manny Ramirez. Yep. That was the game-winning RBI. The Tigers beat the Pirates 3-1. Your final score. Pittsburgh in town, getting ready for a 4-game set tomorrow. BJ.
And Cabrera, one of the nicest guys to play this game. Just loves the game of baseball. I think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame, no doubt about it.
Hard to believe we saw him as what, a 19-20-year-old with the then Florida Marlins. So Will Smith will come on and get some work here. Guillermo Heredia has checked in for Acuna in right field. 13-2. The Braves have the lead. They've scored the last 13 runs in the game, and the A's are going to be swinging early in the count, you figured, trying to get out of town before the rain start, and a 4-game set starting next with the Guardians. 1 pitch, 1 out for Will. Here's Elvis Andrus. And it looks like they're going to take down Elvis Andrus here. Kevin Smith is going to get a chance to play here late. So it's Smith versus Smith. That's always fun. I wonder how many of these matchups Will has had in his career. That's a stat we could have Hal try to find. As he looked at me and said, Chip, it's 13-2 in the 8th inning. Not happening. Kevin down a strike, 0-1, bases empty. And that one poked out of play left side. It is kind of disconcerting when you see a team from the AL West. We don't see them all that often. And a lot of the big names have been traded, as we said, from Oakland. That's going to change next year with the new scheduling that's supposed to take place. We'll see the Oakland A's, the Seattle Mariners, the Angels, the White Sox every year, either home or road, as Heredia is going to be tested with this one. A soft fly ball for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Will Smith on a muggy night. Here's a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care. That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
Here's Laureano. He's got 2 of Oakland's 6 hits, and he's scored a run. Can't wait for that new schedule next year. I think it's going to be great for the game.
Yeah, you've said many times, hey, I want to see Mike Trout come here.
Yeah. Or I want Ronald Acuna Jr. to be on the TV sets in Seattle every year, not just once every 3 or 6 years. So I think that's a great move by baseball, as that ball is scorched into left by Laureano, a 2-out hit. And if you want to build rivalries, if you want to market the game and show all of the stars, what better way to do it? Plus, from a competitive standpoint, BJ, it's a much fairer way of putting together the best 12 teams that make the playoffs. If you're in a division where everybody's under 500, you can really coast into postseason play. I think that makes it a little bit harder, don't you?
Right, it does. It definitely makes it harder. But I agree with you. I mean, I think it's great for the fans to be able to, you know, see stars from other divisions and American League where we don't see a lot of American League teams come through. That's what I'm excited about. But it definitely opens up for a competitive league, more competitive league.
Here's an old familiar face, Christian Bethancourt, who was one of the top Braves prospects 7-8 years ago. He was the catcher of the future for Atlanta. You might recall Christian was the opening day starter behind the plate for the Braves in 2015. It just never worked out for him here. Christian last year spent the entire season with the Pirates AAA club, had a good year, didn't get called up. Spent a couple of years overseas in Korea, did not play particularly well, so much so that he and his brother bought a farm in Panama, 17 acres, to say, well, you know, I got to think about life after baseball. Well, when Oakland did what they did, he got an invite, and here he is back in the major leagues for the first time in a couple of years.
What a story. That's amazing.
And this one lifted into shallow right toward Guillermo Heredia. Bethancourt will fly out. Will Smith has an easy shutout 8th inning, and the Braves come up again, up 11. Brought to you by our friends at Yellowwood. Guys, I think it's safe to say the Braves did that. You score 13 runs, you hit 4 homers. Yeah, you're bringing the lumber.
Definitely bringing the lumber, bringing the hits. Talked about that coming into the game. Let's look at singles, but not a lot of singles. A lot of extra base hits tonight.
Well, you've made the point before that when you try to hit singles and drive the ball the other way, this is what happens.
Good things happen. Look at the StatCast 3D. Balls are flying out everywhere. This is what the Braves do so well. Look at the velocity, exit velocity. Albies, 102, but didn't hit it that hard, but it went out. That's all I care about.
Contreras is saying, pick it up, guys.
Well, in a 13-2 game, new rule, you can't use a position player to pitch unless the lead is bigger than 6. Christian Bethancourt, who's done this before, is going to come on and try to save the rest of the Oakland bullpen. He's going to face Guillermo Heredia in the 8th inning for Atlanta. The Braves with 13 runs on 13 hits. First pitch swing and a fly ball hit toward left center. Christian Pache, one of the 3 new outfield aligned for Oakland, makes the play. And 1 pitch, 1 man out. Herrera's in left, Pache's in center, Laureano's in right. Smith stayed in the game to play shortstop. Memory serves, Bethancourt has a big arm, and I think he pitched quite a bit with San Diego. Yeah, 6 games, 5 1/3 innings, 6 earned runs, and I would say a rather poor strikeout to walk ratio. Walked 11 and struck out 3.
This is the time where I give a shout out to my man Nick Green down there in the well, who, when we were teammates in Boston, he came in the game throwing 92. Greeny. How is that possible?
I just had a good arm ball, that's all.
Well, since I was throwing 87, 88, it hurt my pride a lot.
You know what? You were older at the time, so
yeah.
And I was a young 30-year-old, so I feel like I was in better shape.
I appreciate that. It's kind of like a car that has too many miles on it.
How's your back?
Well, that was the problem, BJ. It never recovered. Back surgery, out, done.
Wow.
I played a few more years, but it just wasn't the same.
Well, this guy's not an ordinary position player. He's throwing the ball 90 miles an hour. He's always had a plus arm.
Plus arm. That was the one thing that attracted the Braves to him being a catcher. He could wing that ball to second base.
93. Okay. Here's something that's really tough as a position player. anywhere on the field, you're on flat ground. So unless you get up on an elevated surface, throw the ball downhill, and then have to throw the ball out to the catcher and flatten out, it's totally different on a mound.
And Paul, I think that's why you're seeing most of the time guys coming in, position players wise, they're lobbing it in versus trying to get outs. I kind of wish I would have done that. I was trying to get outs, and I pitched 2 innings and blew my back out. You see a guy like Bethancourt, he's got 93 in the tank. Sometimes you want to throw that hard to show guys what you have because you're just being a competitor.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you see position players just lob it in just to make sure they come off the mound healthy.
It's interesting with the rule change in baseball this year. Earlier this week, Dave Roberts saying the Dodgers, while we were on the West Coast, had a long delay. They wanted to use a position player to pitch, but the lead wasn't big enough. And a great catch in right. Laureano robs Riley of an extra base hit. And back to first is Dansby Swanson with 2 outs. That was a super play. That guy's a good player.
Love that effort, too. You're down 13-2. A lot of guys will just call it a day and let that ball bounce in there. But no, great effort here, laying out, saving his pitcher. Bethancourt. He got to feel good about that.
Yeah, you know what? If you're getting beat 11 runs, you still play hard, still have some fight. That's a professional play. As Matt Olson hits, Matt's had a good night. Bookend hits for him in the game. He doubled in the 2nd. He singled home a run and scored in the 7th. He'll have a 6-game hitting streak.
I'll tell you, I did not like hitting off position players coming in, but this guy's throwing 90. So it's a little different.
Well, 95. All of them look like Doug Drabek to you, Brian. That's why. You know what your numbers were against Doug? Hal found that for us.
Oh, man, I don't even want to know.
You don't want to know?
What was it?
I think the audience wants to know.
There you go.
24 at bats. How many hits?
2.
Yes. On the ground. How many strikeouts?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, it was 10. 13-2 is our score. We go to the 9th.
You buy Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
The Braves are frolicking at home tonight. Great way to entertain a packed house. They've hit 4 homers. They've scored the last 13 runs in this game, erasing a 2-0 Oakland lead for the 2nd straight night. And now Jesus Cruz will come on and try to get the last 3 outs and get us set for the Pirates tomorrow night. Cruz had a good year going at AAA. Chance to get him some work. He's done a good job in his first 2 games. And he throws hard like so many do. That fastball at 95 miles an hour. Chad Pinder 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Starts off the Oakland 9th. That's popped up. Will it hang in play? Contreras says he's got it, but Olson calls him off. And there's the first out in the 9th inning. This is a game the Braves wanted to get, needed to get. They're going to win 7 straight. And all the headlines will be on the Atlanta offense. Let's not forget what Ian Anderson did tonight. 6 terrific innings with 5 strikeouts, Paul. That was a real nice comeback after an excellent start, despite the gaudy offensive numbers at Coors Field.
You're right. And sometimes there's the Coors Field hangover where you're struggling with your command in the next game. I thought Ian did a great job with his pitches, mixing it up, keeping his team in the game. And, you know, when this offense is clicking and the bullpen as well, you don't have to give 8 or 9. Just give a good, solid 5, 6. Give your team a chance to win.
And he certainly did that. Anderson will go to 5-3 on the year. Jared Koenig in his major league debut, 4 innings of 5-hit ball. He has a promising future. I wish him luck in his next outing. As that's a strike. Brown wanted time, didn't get it. Throws off the elbow guard. As that cost him a strike, it's 1-2. Brown's had a nice night. 2 hits, 2 of Oakland's 7. Laced out a play to the left side. Fan from Lawrenceville caught that one. We'll have good fielding crowds all 4 games against the battling Buccos. Max Fried, Spencer Strider, Charlie Morton, and Kyle Wright are in turn for the Braves as Cruz takes care of Seth Brown, and the Braves are out away from a perfect week.
Guys, what I'm so impressed about is how Alex Anthopoulos went out and got Jackson Stevens. Now you got a guy like Cruz. You know, we get a couple of injuries. It's like we can fill the gaps. It's just been amazing to watch. Chavez getting it done. Jesse bringing him back this year. I mean, it's huge moves that never get talked about.
And just think about what's ahead potentially for this Braves pitching staff, as that one is looped foul. Tyler Matzik told us before the game he's feeling great. He's going to be back at some point. You've got Yates coming back from Tommy John. He'll be here at some point. And Mike Soroka's down in Northport beginning his journey back to the big leagues after 2 Achilles ruptures. So yeah, I mean, you're exactly right, Brian. There's an awful lot to be excited about. And don't forget Eddie Rosario.
I was just about to say it, just like last year. Trade deadline, you bring Rosario in. Now it's just like when he comes back, he's going to be like a new player in a trade. And hopefully he can return to his normal self.
One more strike to get. But it's not to be. Murphy hanging tough on an 0-2 pitch. He singles with 2 outs. Both of his hits tonight were on 0-2 pitches. So the A's have 8 knocks. And Matt Davidson's coming up. He's 1 for 3 in the game.
If you want to impress Brian Snitker, just throw strikes. Cruz, 12.2 innings pitched in AAA, only 1 walk and 20 strikeouts. Not only good stuff, but around the plate.
And it is so tonight. 10 pitches, now 11, 9 strikes. Braves will win their 9th straight game against Oakland. Last time the Braves lost to the Athletics, Barry Zito beat Horacio Ramirez in 2005. In that game, Andrew Jones hit a homer. Mark Kotze hit a homer and drove in 4 runs. Now he's managing the A's. And Andrew Jones is sitting back and saying, wow, watching Michael Harris. Mark's a good baseball man. And we wish him well after this series ends. The pitch is outside, no swing, 1-2 the count.
Mark, one of the original Shohei Ohtani, poor man Shohei, closer at Fresno State, was lights out. Never got the pitch. Made him a hitter.
The 1-2 in the air to center. That should take care of business. What a game for the Braves. Atlanta beats the A's 13-2. They score 13 unanswered runs, a barrage of homers, excellent pitching, and every Brave scored at least 1 run tonight, guys, and they sweep the A's.
Yeah, I love it. This offense really coming together at the right time. We talk about just hitting singles, but when you change your approach and change your mindset, good things are going to happen, and we saw a lot of good things tonight with 4 home runs from different guys throughout this lineup. I love what I saw, and Paul Ian was just as good, getting us through 6 innings.
He was outstanding, and Braves fans, if you're waiting for this team to click, I think we're here. Very complete game by the Atlanta Braves at the right time, as my partner Chip has indicated, and it's getting fun.
Braves are now 13-6 against those sub-500 clubs in this 29-game stretch. They clobber the A's. They sweep them 13-2, and they'll take a 7-game win streak into action tomorrow night with our coverage on Braves Live beginning at 6:30 Eastern Time. Every Brave scored at least 1 run tonight, so plenty of fun to talk about. Post-game show, Braves Live, presented by Xfinity with Kelly, Peter Moylan, and Gordon Beckham is coming right up. For Nick Green, Brian Jordan, and Paul Bird, I'm Chip Carey. Thanks for joining us. We will see you tomorrow night at beautiful Truist Park.